need when they get back from a war. Time and people standing by that really care about them and believe in them.
What if that's not enough to cure what's wrong with Owen?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him.
I am.
If you really think that, Dell, you'd be a poor friend to go back on him now when he's just gotten home, starting the biggest and hardest job he's ever had. You can't let him down, Dale, any more than I can.
I don't want to.
Then you've got to take the marshal's job.
I'll make a deal with Owen. If he'll take that gun off and stick to being judge, I'll take the job. Not otherwise, Doc.
Well, that's fine, Dale. Fine.
You do solemnly swear that you will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of your office as Federal Marshal, and that you will at all times serve and enforce the law without favor or fear, so help you God.
So help me God.
Well, that's that. Congratulations, Marshal.
Thanks, Judge.
Yes, Still. That deal goes all the way.
I'll count on that, Owen.
Dale, I'm mighty happy about this.
Thanks, Doc.
So am I.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Captain.
Major Marshal.
Yes, sir. Marshal, what kind of a committee?
We want you to come over and see Corporal Dixon.
What's he up to?
He's down flat on his back.
Over at camp, in his shack.
There's been some trouble.
Maybe you'd better come along too, Owen.
Well, you don't need me, Marshal. Sounds more like you need Doc.
Howdy, son.
Hi, Doc.
Howdy, Captain.
What happened, Dixon?
I went to work my claim as soon as I got my discharge yesterday. You know my claim. Told you about it many a time. 4 men I'd never seen before in my life told me to get off of Ed Carter's property. They grabbed me, held me up against a rock, and pistol whipped me.
They pistol whipped him till he couldn't stand. Booted him.
I'm afraid he has some broken ribs.
He laid up that away last night. Crawled in here. Couldn't even talk at first.
He's not the only one. We all got warned. Any man that trespasses on Ed Carter's property will be in trouble. So they said. Charlie Trumbull says we got no claim. Says the Great Star Mining Company owns the whole shebang.
Too many guns around here. Get them out of sight.
Where are they, Army? All done taking orders.
I'm talking to civilians. Any man that thinks he can settle his business with a gun, I'll have to put under arrest. I don't want to do that to any of you if I can help it.
Well, what do you want us to do? Let the gang that stayed home while we fought the war rob us blind and not even put up a fight?
Save that till you see the judge.
The judge? You mean the colonel?
That's right, John. Doc, do you think you could have him in shape to be in court in an hour?
I'll be there, Captain.
You'll be flat on your back if you are.
All right, bring him in on a cot. You men be there, too. And round up any of the other fellas that have a complaint. I think they have. But remember, no guns.
You men argue that the Great Star Mining Company is illegally in possession of your property. Now, that's on the basis of miners' law. A local agreement among miners who prospected here before the war.
Who's got a better right to make miners' laws than the men that found the gold in the first place? That's us. That's right.
We've heard your testimony, Corporal.
Trumble and me had a claim before the war. A good claim that we found and staked out according to miners' law. Right spang in the middle of what Ed Carter claims is his now. Well, I mean to dig that claim.
Good boy. He's got a right to keep what he found.
We've heard one side of the case, now let's hear the other. Mr. Carter.
Why, yes, what? Me, Your Honor. Colorado is now a federal territory. Someday, and someday soon, Colorado is going to add another bright star to that glorious flag.
Let's get to the point.
All right, Judge. I'll get to the point. Miners' law went out when federal law came in. The United States government says a man who doesn't work his claim at all in any 3-year period loses all rights to that claim.
The judge knows where we've been the last 3 years. He was there with us.
Yes, I know where you've been too. But you men can't live on the war the rest of your life.
We don't want to. We want what belonged to us before the war and still does.
But it doesn't. And no man here can say that I haven't acted in absolute strict accordance with federal law. Law, that's all we hear.
And it's all your law, Mr. Carter. All for you and none for us.
You know as well as we do, Judge, the only gold around here is up on Yellow Mountain. Why should he have all of it?
Your Honor, I'd like to get something off my chest.
All right, go ahead.
I can't argue law, and I won't try to. But fact is fact. These men came to Colorado to pan a fortune the same as Mr. Carter. They had property when they left, and now they're being told that they lost what they had while fighting for their country. They can't make a living if their claims are taken away from them. Why, I'll hire every man honorably discharged from the regiment and glad to do it.
Hooray! Hire us to work our own claim.
I'll pay top wages, $60 a month, cash on the barrelhead.
A man can't live on that, and you know he can't.
You come work for me, Ed. I'll pay you $65 a month and throw in a pair of shoes every other Christmas.
Let's have order. I'm in a peculiar position here. My sympathy and personal feelings are the same as the marshals. I know what you men are up against. But my personal feelings can't enter into my decision as a federal judge. So if I ruled in your favor, my decision would be reversed by a court of appeals. Now, if there's injustice in the law, that's a matter for Congress in Washington, not for this court. In accordance with the law, the lands here in dispute, whose claimants did no work on them within the 3 years immediately preceding the date of this action, are public lands and subject to preemption. Therefore, I am compelled to rule that the defendant in this action, the Great Star Mining Company, is legally the owner of the lands preempted. I'll have to make it a part of the record here that anyone found trespassing on the Great Star Mining Company's property after this date does so in defiance of the law and at his own risk. Court is adjourned. What a session you let me in for.
I hoped it would turn out differently.
I wish it could have. Forget about that for now. There's something more important.